Thanks for joining us on Customer Tech Talks. On this segment, we talk to St. Luke's University Healthcare Network, who are innovating the way they provide patient care and monitoring. With me today is Tim Quick, IT Manager for the Technical Environment team, who's been rolling this out. Tim, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Ben. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Now, we've heard some of the great work that St. Luke's have been doing and how you've been innovating with Microsoft and our offerings like the Cloud Portal or the Cloud Healthcare Portal. But we're here today to talk about how you're using Teams to support patient monitoring. Can you step us through what this looks like?
Sure. So as with other healthcare organizations, we here at St. Luke's experienced our fair share of hurdles during the COVID pandemic. At the onset of the pandemic, we began exploring ways to utilize Microsoft Teams to tackle some of our broad issues. We looked for innovative ways to use Teams to continue to provide patient care during these pretty challenging times. As we push more and more into the digital healthcare world, a key staffing shortage in a particular job role was identified, and our IT department was asked to deliver a solution. That role in question was for a patient observation attendant, and this particular role was tasked with physically remaining in a patient's room 24/7 on an observation status. Using Microsoft Teams, we found a way to place tablets in our patients' rooms and conduct those observations remotely. This allowed us to scale up the number of patients that one attendant could monitor, and we're now able to remotely monitor up to 8 patients with one single attendant. This is a very big win for our organization.
That's super innovative use of the tools and really great to see how you're using not only out-of-the-box technology, but getting such a value for your resources and your staff on site. Now, what drove the idea to deploy Teams in this fashion?
So we've been fortunate enough that pre-pandemic, our network went through a big Teams adoption phase. So we were already expanding our usage of Microsoft Teams into other avenues within our network. Utilizing Microsoft Teams in this capacity felt like the next logical evolution of digital healthcare for us. During the pandemic, we were doing a vast amount of remote patient care through Teams, so we were eager to find a solution for this monitoring problem.
So as you think back about this process and how you rolled this out, what are some of the challenges you faced?
So the largest challenge with implementing this solution was living up to the same standards and expectations of patient care, but this time in a digital setting. We needed a solution that was nearly identical to an in-room human response time for patients' needs. Removing that physical presence in a room and replacing it with a piece of technology was a pretty big task. Over time, we began to show that the solution was just as quick at responding to patient needs. Another added benefit that we found was the fact that since our organization was already using Microsoft Teams, our virtual sitters had direct access to chat messages with members of the patient care team. Whether we needed to redirect a patient, pass on vital information to the care team, or just have a casual chat with a patient, our team solution was able to handle the task. We were able to rapidly scale up this deployment and remotely monitor patients from multiple hospital locations at the same time.
So great to see the benefits here being realized and also being able to get a great experience not only for patients but also for the staff as well. Can you share some of the key lessons you learned while you were rolling this solution out?
Sure. With such a rapid deployment, we knew we were bound to hit some roadblocks. The first one that we realized was that we needed to train up our end users in a pretty complex Teams workflow. Thankfully for us and our previous adoption efforts, our staff found that this solution was pretty easy to manage, and they were able to adapt pretty quickly. The other items were more on the technical side, mainly around bandwidth complexities. We needed to make sure that we could prioritize traffic to those tablets to make sure we didn't lose connection with our patients and had a continual feed with all of our staff.
Some really great lessons there, Tim, especially around the use of bandwidth and ensuring that everyone had a great connection so that that monitoring could stream through there. Tim, thank you so much for taking the time with us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
And of course, if you want to learn more about deploying Microsoft Teams, you can head to Microsoft Learn to get started. If you'd like to learn more about Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare, you can follow the links on screen now to get more information. And if you want to hear more stories from Customer Tech Talks, you can head over to our channel for all the latest episodes. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.